Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a brief-ish video, I think. I have no idea if it'll be brief or if I won't be able to stop talking. But I wanted to wish everybody a very happy new year. I am going for one of my morning walks here down at the seawall, my favorite place, not maybe in the world, but kind of close to it, absolutely in the city. Um, and it's just about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's not warm, but it's certainly not as cold as yesterday. And the sun is just starting to come up. And what we've got here, I wanted to show you. I keep panning back and forth. I'm sorry. That's Burrard Bridge. That's my favorite bridge in the whole city. It's Art Deco. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. Walking across it is breathtaking. And what we've got here is False Creek ferries. So these are little water taxis that they'll go like across to Granville Island or to the Aquatic Center, or I think it's beach. I can't remember. I only ever go across to Granville Island if I take these things. So let's go. We're going to be walking towards my favorite beach. I feel like it's my beach, you know. We've got loads of them in the city, but this is just down the hill from where I live, and it's really kind of for locals. It's never packed. It's small. It's amazing, and yeah. Oh man, I hope people aren't going to listen to my dialogue. When I went to Lost Lagoon, or when I walked across Granville Bridge, nobody could hear what I was saying, but a lot of people stroll down here. So here we go. We're approaching Sunset Beach, right here. We'll come a little bit closer. Over here is the Aquatic Center. It's totally weird. Like, it's a trapezoid from every angle. I'm not even kidding. It's a big, ugly, brutalist structure, but I like it because I like brutalism. So I think I said this feels almost blasphemous to be doing this for my morning walk. It's how I find peace. And a lot of people are just down here early to walk their dogs, as you saw, or jog, or go for a walk. Well, what else are you going to do on the seawall? You can't bike along it anymore, which is fantastic. All right, so nice ass. So it's been 10 days since I turned 50, and I was going to maybe make a video on that particular day because I'd made one exactly 1 month prior at Lost Lagoon, talking about that and turning 50 and stuff. I decided not to do it. It was a day of contemplation. Is this really wobbling back and forth? I hope not. It was a day of contemplation for sure. Such a big milestone. I thought I'd be indifferent towards it, but I wasn't. Lots to think about. I of course came down here. I received a lot of love that day, which was great. It's amazing to know that, you know, a lot of people love and care about me. I also received an extraordinarily vile message from a vile person that you know, I'm not going to name, Voldemort, trying to send me a message on the boat picture that I took for my birthday that represented my 40s. And, you know, all I can say is like miserable people, right? Like, he's the most miserable person I think I've ever known. And the way people act really reflects what's going on inside them. I wish them peace, but don't need to do anything about that. And then I received, you know, sort of a 180 from that, a beautiful sort of handwritten letter in the post from a guy I was briefly involved with, and imploring us to stay friends. And I just thought, what a beautiful gesture. You know, what a sweet, old-fashioned, beautiful gesture. I love handwritten letters. And I know that he prefers to do that than write emails, which is very, very cool. Okay, so let's walk down here. This part of Sunset Beach is the one I always just gravitate to. and hang out at and swim at. You know, there's a few more sections of the beach, but this is my favorite one. Look how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful it is in the early morning. These are new structures. I can't remember what they're called. They have an indigenous name, but did the city know that they were going to be kind of cyberpunk? I don't know, but I really like it. And then, city from this point of view. I just love it here. Up the hill is just chaos, and then I have this. Brings me so much peace in the morning. I am so lucky to live here. You know, I bitch about Vancouver constantly because that's what Vancouverites do. We just complain and complain. Um, you know, which is sort of justified in many ways. But then I come down here and I just think to myself, I'm so lucky, you know, to be able to have this just 3 blocks away from where I live. Yeah, so 50, 10 days. You know, nothing really happens overnight. Change doesn't happen overnight. You know, I've been listening to a lot of uh, YouTube videos about Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic, and it's really helped strengthen a lot of my points of view on things. Um, you know, putting a lot of pressure onto myself as or ourselves as we do, and you know, thinking, okay, you know, I got to change, and it has to happen overnight. It has to be a big firework and a bang, and that's not how it works. It's like small things at a time to build strength, right? Like, you know, and then they become habit, and that's actually what these morning walks are. Like, you know, if you get up in the morning and you don't want to and it's dark, like I got up at 6 again, very dark. I wanted to stay in bed, but I thought, no, I'm going to do some stretches and, you know, have some kombucha because it's good for the gut, which is good for serotonin. And then when it starts to sort of be lighter out, I'll go for my walk. And it's just become habit. You know, sort of, am I talking about myself or am I just being hypothetical or whatever? Yeah, well, anyway, if you do that, like you sort of don't want to get out of bed, but you think to yourself, well, what I'm going to do is maybe just go for a quick walk. And that builds a little bit of strength. And then you do that again and again, and then it just becomes part of your life. That's what these walks, that's how these walks started. Not that I don't walk anywhere, I walk like, that's my main form of transportation. But just doing this early in the morning, when it would be easier to just stay in bed with a cup of tea for a bit, you know, before the day starts or before going to work. In the summertime, it's a lot easier because it's sunny here at like 6 o'clock. So just doing this before anything gets going. Okay, take a look at this. There was a massive storm. Keep switching around, but I just need to show you everything. There was a massive storm like a couple of weeks ago. So some boats got shipwrecked and abandoned. I just think they're so great and obviously so photogenic. And over here is the I don't know what. I wrote an essay about questionable art along the seawall, which is, I really enjoyed doing it. I did this whole photo session starting from False Creek, like the expo site, and just walking all the way down here and snapping photos of really bad public art. I don't know why the city couldn't get that one together, but I think I wrote something like maybe it's to mitigate the breathtaking beauty of this part of the city, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. So this doesn't have a name, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but nobody knows what it's supposed to be, and the art description doesn't tell us either. The artist doesn't know either. Um, but some people think it's whale bones. And then when a friend of mine, I brought him down here, he looked at it and he said, "Well, of course you know, it's a ship, right? The bones of a ship," which it does kind of look like as well. So let's keep going. I nobody hates me for doing this, but I don't think so. A lot of people talk on their phones here. Yeah, this is the description. It's called 217.5 arc times 13. Okay, the artist from France, fuck off with that name, honestly. Figure it out. What was I blathering about? Oh yeah, Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism, and just small things that build strength every single day. So, these morning walks started like a couple of years ago, and it's like I have to do it. If I don't, I feel kind of like something's missing. We're going to the gym. That I've been doing that for like 25 years or more. Um, but it didn't start easy. You didn't, and hauling your ass there sometimes is really hard. It's like you're going to your execution. I'm just sitting there going, in my gym clothes, going, oh God, no. And my gym is about a 25-minute walk from my pad. Um, but you just stop thinking about it, just get your thoughts out of your brain and do it. Don't dwell on it, just do it. Some Boston marathon runner once said that about her many wins. She's like, I don't dwell on it, I just do it. Can't remember her name. And then since then, it's just become habit. There are days I don't want to go to the gym, but when I don't, like, my body feels it and my brain feels it. And as they say, you never regret a workout. And I love it. And my cardiovascular health and respiratory health and muscular health and mental health are so much more, they're just so good. Like, I go to the gym and I really barely break a sweat anymore. I'll do like the max on the machines, like the elliptical and the bike. Not the stair mill so much. That one that's a tough one, but I'm not never gasping or sweating too much anymore. And that's a great big sign. I also lost quite a bit of weight this year, so maybe carrying less lard has something to do with it. God, I'm hard on myself. Here's another shipwreck. I just think it's so cool. It's great. Some cute little ducks. Yeah. You can see why I would want to come down here and why this is my favorite place to align myself and get centered, right? The entire thing is, I don't know how many kilometers it is. The Stanley Park Seawall, which is about a kilometer up ahead, is exactly 10 kilometers around the whole thing. I've jogged that many times. I've walked it countless times in my life, countless. We're not going to do that today, though. We're just going to, I think, make our way to English Bay. So, yeah. What else do I have to say, really? So 50, the 10 days between then and now were kind of, Christmas was interesting. I'm not going to talk too much about that. The month itself was weird. I was in a very weird headspace just due to kind of a combination of a lot of personal and professional factors. And so I made some pretty weird decisions. I was just feeling kind of fragile, I guess. And it was not the month I expected it to be at all, But I'm not also one of those people who think, this is my birthday month or even my birthday week. I just thought because we were in Sagittarius and, I kind of believe in constellations. I believe in constellations. What a stupid sentence. Um, but it just wasn't the month I thought it would be. So I kind of went a little bit haywire in some directions, but I kind of gave my head a really massive shake and had a huge wake-up call, and kind of went, oh yeah, I was being totally dumb. And I have some great support and some great grounded people in my life who love me, and I love them very, very much, and that helped me tremendously. So I feel sane again. I don't know if any of us can be considered sane. Um, as you know, Norman Bates said in Psycho, we all go a little bit mad sometimes, and that's what I did. I went a little bit mad this month. Um, but no, I feel grounded again and like myself again. So that's a relief. You know, those times when you're kind of feeling a little bit mentally not sound and a little bit anxious, and you wonder if you're going to kind of snap back. Yeah, well, it happens to the best and the worst of us. And I'm one of the best of us, my dears. So there you go. Um, I say a lot. When I watch these videos, I notice that, but I'm trying to like gather all these, you know, turbulent, not turbulent, but like a tumbling, let's say, thoughts in my brain and trying to pick one. New Year's coming up in 2 days. 2026. This last year was a weird one. I don't know how it was for you. I would, you know, not met, barely any of you watch this, but if you'd want to let me know or email me actually, let me know how your year was. Mine was kind of all over the place. But in the summertime, I did something that I recommend very much. I went through this kind of program. It was like a mental health program. I wasn't doing really poorly, but I really wanted to kind of get myself, hey birds, I really wanted to get myself sorted and solid for my 50s. I mean, that was kind of my goal all year. So I did this program here. It was 12 weeks, and it involved it's like for mental health and recovery and all of that. And maintaining permanent sobriety is the most important thing in my life, and that's no exaggeration. It's no exaggeration. For any of you who have suffered alcohol use disorder, you understand that. It, it, alcohol just, you know, you may like alcohol, but it fucking hates you. I will tell you that much, and that's all I'll say about that. Sorry, I also swear quite a bit. It balances out my eloquence. So I did this program for like mental health and recovery, and it was great. It was more community based. So you could get a counselor during that time, one-on-one, which is always fantastic. I recommend talk therapy to every last person in this world. Loads of people think they don't need it or they don't know what they're going to say. You do. You just are kind of afraid of tapping into what's really going on. And you have to be able to do that, because once you know what's really going on and can discuss it with somebody neutral and objective, it will change your life. I promise you. One-on-one counseling, and then group work. And every morning, like on Zoom, all of us would do check-ins just to find out how everybody's doing, where everybody's at. For those people with substance use issues, did they relapse? That's okay. We love and support you. Are you doing well mentally? How's work? Like, just a check-in. I mean, I don't need to explain it unless you're totally stupid. And that's a fantastic way to start your day when you've got a community of people who just, give you loads of unconditional support and never judge you. This is called, just going to pause for a second. This is a huge photo op place in Vancouver. I think it was planted here for the 2010 Olympics. It's called an Inukshuk. And obviously an indigenous structure. People build them all over the beach here with rocks. But it's kind of cool. I'm trying to think if it looks like anything. I don't know. Maybe a woman with her arms stretched out, wearing like an incredibly short skirt, but has really fat legs. Yeah. And of course, this, you can circle around this and go back to the seawall, back to, look at that. Look at English Bay. Classic, amazing, beautiful. Some would almost say perfect. But you can see there's a woman sitting there just looking out at the view. And I don't want to actually approach her, babbling into my camera, because she's having a moment, and I know those moments because I've had them. But look at that, what you get to look out at. And over there is UBC and Kitsilano and Point Grey, where rich, snooty NIMBYs live. And by NIMBYs, I mean not in my backyard. And Kitsilano. Yeah. Back to counseling. So check in the morning, and then you get one-on-one counseling, and then throughout the day, if you wish, but you have to accumulate a certain amount of hours. There's lots of groups that take place. So there's like a CBT group, and it's all led by counselors and facilitators and such. There's a CBT group, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, where it actually, the Venn diagram between CBT and Buddhism is not quite a perfect circle, but it's close. Basically gaining control of your thoughts and your mind and your emotions, because your thoughts lead to emotions, which lead to reactions, and it's what's been the downfall of many people, myself included. And then some spiritual stuff, and what else? God, I can't remember. I finished in October. I'm sorry, but anyway, some group stuff to really help with mental health and recovery. And it's amazing to see how many people start the program kind of. I'll say some are broken, some are really vulnerable, some are angry, some are desperate, and some need the reinforcement. Not everybody finishes it for whatever reason, but those who do, they are just beaming, they are glowing. And I was very proud of myself, and I did get a certificate from it. And I'm very proud of it. I've put it onto my wall with my bachelor's degree diploma and my teaching English as a second language diploma, which I should really set fire to after I shit on it. God, I'm crude, because it was the worst decision of my professional life doing that, but I did it anyway. So anyway, I recommend that to people. Get some therapy, get some group therapy. It will be a game changer for you. I've met some people who are too arrogant, and they think I don't need this. I don't need this. What am I going to talk about? I'm totally fine. I'm ultra sane. And anybody who says that, they need it more than anybody. That's okay. It's an individual and personal choice. So for the new year, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I don't know if you believe in resolutions. I used to, but I don't think I do anymore. This guy's walking so slowly. I don't want to come up behind. That is a, would you even call it a meander? A shuffle? I don't know if I believe in resolutions anymore. I used to make them, like almost everybody. And I found a little notebook in which I had made resolutions for I had made them in 2015 for 2016, so exactly a decade ago. I was with my friend Victor, and we sat around and made resolutions, and I read them. I'm like, Jesus, it's 10 years later, and like 7 out of the 10 things that I resolved to change are kind of still the same. So, that's mortifying. So whatever. No, just take things day by day. It's again with stoicism, you can't make these massive sweeping statements, by Jan 1, this will be different. It's a day by day process, little changes, little steps, and then it becomes part of your life. And I think that's the best way to go about it. Doing things like dry January where you don't drink is a terrific idea, and maybe it'll stick. I don't know. What else is a good idea to resolve for the new year? Whatever you want, I guess. I'm never going to eat sugar again. I'd love to do that one. You're not going to do that overnight. You're going to get intense cravings, and you have to learn how to do this in a process, because it is a process. So all I want to say is, don't be hard on yourself. Do not be hard on yourself at all if you do make resolutions and you can't keep them. I think that's the most important thing. So I'm going to stop this video here. And again, I wish everybody a really beautiful 2026. If this last year was hard on you, I hope this new year is a little bit gentler on you. And if this last year was terrific, then I hope this next year is even better. So there you go. Love to everybody. And I'll make another video whenever the hell I feel like it. Okay. It is not warm.